Kelly Osbourne has been looking sick and frail after her extreme weight loss from Ozempic. Kelly Osbourne has always been brutally honest about her body, her health, and her struggles, which is exactly why people are so shaken right now. Because lately, every new photo of Kelly has fans doing a double take, and not really in a good way. She looks really thin, not Hollywood thin, not red carpet ready, but like really frail, hollow, almost unrecognizable. And yes, the internet is whispering the same word over and over and over again, Ozempic, or as people keep jokingly calling it now, the Hollywood miracle medication with a very visible price tag. Kelly has spoken openly about weight loss before, so this isn't coming out of nowhere, but what's different now is the way she looks. Her face appears sunken, her frame looks fragile, there's a sharpness to, her features that wasn't there before, and fans aren't imagining it. Comment sections are filled with concern, not praise. People aren't saying, wow, she looks amazing. They're saying, is she okay? And that's the part that really matters, because this isn't about body shaming. It's about the growing fear that the rush to be smaller, faster, and thinner at any cost is going too far now, especially when celebrities normalize extreme weight loss without fully addressing the physical toll. Ozempic and medications like it were designed for diabetes, not for red carpets, not for camera angles, and not for, an industry already obsessed with erasing curves, softness, and age. So, when weight drops this fast, the body doesn't gently adjust. It panics. Muscle mass can shrink, energy levels drop, skin loses elasticity, faces, lose volume, and suddenly someone who was glowing starts to look, unwell. Kelly has always had presence, attitude, fire. That's what makes it so unsettling, because lately that spark looks dimmer. And again, no one is saying she owes the public an explanation. She really doesn't. But when your image is your career, people are going to talk, especially when the transformation feels less like healthy and more like barely hanging on. What's scary is how familiar this pattern is. We've seen it before. Celebrities praised at first for discipline and control, only for the conversation to shift to concern once the weight loss crosses an invisible line. The line where thin stops being aspirational and starts looking like exhaustion. And the worst part, the internet rewards it. Likes, headlines, praise, until suddenly it doesn't. Kelly Osbourne didn't disappear into obscurity. She grew up under a microscope. She's been criticized at every size, and now finally, reaching what society claims as, the ideal, she's being scrutinized all over again, just from the opposite direction. That alone should tell us something is broken. So if weight loss leaves you looking weaker instead of stronger, if your face, loses life instead of gaining confidence, if people stop saying you look happy and start asking, are you sick? That's not a glow up, that's a warning sign. This isn't about blaming Kelly, it's about questioning the culture that applauds rapid transformation without asking what it costs physically, mentally, and emotionally, because thin doesn't always mean healthy, and fast doesn't always mean safe. If this is what success looks like in Hollywood right now, hollow cheeks, fragile frames, and public concern masked as gossip, maybe it's time we stop calling it progress. Sometimes the body tells the truth before the headlines do, and right now, people are listening.
Ozempic is all the craze right now, but one of the side effects is Ozempic feet, and these celebrities are suffering from it. Now, Ozempic feet refers to sagging or aging skin on the feet due to rapid fat loss, and Sharon Osbourne is one of the many celebrities who suffers from it. Now, in one photo, Sharon is seen cuddling up to her grandson, and her face looks sleek and taut, yet signs of aging are visible on her legs and feet. Now, Sharon has been very open about taking Ozempic. In September 2023, she opened up about her history with weight fluctuation in an interview with E! And said, "In my life, the heaviest I was 230 pounds, and I'm now under 100. And I want to maintain at about 105 because I'm too skinny, but I'm trying to have a healthy balance," she told the publication. Now, it's been reported that she lost a total of 42 pounds and counting while on Ozempic. Now, Sharon is no stranger to getting Ozempic procedures and changing her appearance though. Sharon has said in the past, "There's not one part of my body that I haven't had twisted, lifted, elongated, whatever." Now, Sharon also admitted in 2007 that she had spent approximately $500,000 on procedures, and who knows how much she has spent now. Oprah also seems to have fallen victim to Ozempic feet. Now, Oprah was once the face of the popular weight weight loss brand Weight Watchers, but then she quit the program and lost a ton of weight rapidly. Now this made people suspect that she had a little bit of help shedding the weight, and they were right, as the star admitted to using weight loss medication. Now Oprah explained that she uses it as a tool to manage not yo-yoing, and the fact that there's a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like a relief, like redemption, like a gift, and not something to hide behind and once again be ridiculed for, she said. Now although it seems like she's happy with the results, she has fallen victim to many side effects like Ozempic feet and face. And Whoopi Goldberg revealed that she started using weight loss injections around 2022 after a woman thought she was wearing a fat suit in one of her films. Now, it wasn't a fat suit, Whoopi was just 300 pounds at the time. Whoopi said, "I'm doing that wonderful shot that works for folks who need some help, and it's been really good for me." Now, she revealed that her weight loss had been so successful that she lost the body weight of 2 people. Then, in 2024, she said her weight loss had been aided by Mounjaro injections. "I had taken all those steroids, I was on all this stuff, and one of the things that's helped me drop the weight is Mounjaro. That's what I used," she said. Now, even though she is skinnier, she is suffering some bad side effects, and although she often wears shoes that cover her feet, it's safe to say, with her skin sagging at her face and arms, that she most likely has Ozempic feet as well.
Sharon Osbourne is looking sick and terrible after suffering with many Ozempic side effects. Sharon Osbourne has the internet in a full-blown panic right now, and not the celebrity, "oh, she changed her hair" kind of panic. I'm talking the kind where people are genuinely worried because she looks sick, frail, and barely recognizable, and the word being whispered in every comment section like it's a jump scare. Well, of course, Ozempic. Now, before anyone sharpens their pitchforks, no, this isn't about shaming weight loss. This is about what happens when Hollywood turns powerful diabetes medication into a red carpet shortcut. And the side effects start showing up on people's faces in real time, because Sharon Osbourne did lose a dramatic amount of weight fast, and while she has openly confirmed using Ozempic, what's shocking people now is how unhealthy she appears afterwards. Now, fans have been describing her as gaunt, hollowed out, weak, and just visibly unwell. I mean, her face looks sunken, her energy looks low, and people aren't being dramatic, they're really concerned. And honestly, I get why. I mean, Sharon has always been very bold, loud, sharp, very fiery, and even when she was sick in the past, even during, her cancer scares, I mean, during everything, she still had that spark. But lately, the spark looks dim, and I know that Ozzy passed away, so that's part of it, but when fans see someone who built an entire career on being larger than life suddenly looking physically fragile, it's very jarring. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Ozempic was never meant to be a miracle skinny pen for celebrities. It's a serious medication designed to help people with type 2 diabetes regulate blood sugar. And Ozempic doesn't just make you lose weight, it can make you lose muscle. It can cause extreme nausea, vomiting, dehydration, fatigue, dizziness, hair thinning, and that very hollow, collapsed facial look people now call Ozempic face. Sharon is 71 years old, so rapid weight loss at that age is not the same as doing it at 25. Even she has admitted that the weight loss went too far. Her exact words were that she lost too much and now can't put it back on. That's not a flex, that's a warning. And that's the scariest part of all of this, because when your body stops responding normally to hunger, nutrition, and recovery, that's not a summer body, that's a medical issue. And when people look at you and think you're sick, not just thin, that's no longer cosmetic, that's, like psychological. So it's weird. And here's where this conversation gets very dangerous, because while Sharon is dealing with real side effects at 71, thousands of everyday people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and onwards are now rushing to inject the same medication just to lose like 10 pounds for vacation. No medical supervision, no understanding of long-term consequences, just vibes. Meanwhile, Sharon Osbourne, someone with money, doctors, resources, and around-the-clock care, still ended up looking physically depleted. So the most heartbreaking thing about Sharon lately isn't how thin she is, it's that she looks tired in her bones, and that's what fame never shows you in the after photos. Not the excitement, not the compliments, not the way people treat you when you're smaller, but the quiet cost, the muscle loss, the weakness, the dizziness, the way your reflection starts to look very unfamiliar. And listen, Sharon Osbourne owes nobody youth. She's earned every wrinkle, every scar, every gray hair. The tragedy isn't aging. The tragedy is feeling like you're not allowed to. Skinny doesn't always mean healthy. Fast doesn't always mean better. And sometimes the side effects don't hit your body first, they hit your face. And the mirror doesn't lie. Chrissy Teigen is almost completely unrecognizable in newly surfaced photos. Could it be Ozempic? Here's what I know. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. Chrissy Teigen stepped out in new photos and people are losing their minds because she looks different. And not like new haircut different, I mean full on did I just scroll past a face swap filter kind of different. And of course the internet did what it always does. It decided that she must be on Ozempic. Not a new like skincare routine, not lighting, not weight loss, no contour. No, immediately it was just Ozempic. So welcome to 2025. Now here's what actually happened. Chrissy opened up recently about why she decided to use Ozempic in the first place. I mean, and honestly, it wasn't for like a vanity glow up or to fit into, sample size dresses. She said after losing her son Jack at 20 weeks, her body and her life spiraled. She gained around 40 extra pounds and felt like her body was completely stuck. Like no matter what she did, nothing would change it. Add millions of people online constantly body shaming her, too big, too small, too bloated, too skinny, all while pretending they're just concerned about her health. Yeah, sure, Brenda. I mean, you definitely care. So she reached a point where she finally said, screw it. I'm doing what makes me feel good. And she decided, to be honest about using Ozempic, which by the way, is more honesty than 95% of Hollywood combined. I mean, most celebrities would rather claim they just stopped eating gluten and started drinking water while they're literally wasting away. Chrissy didn't do that. She told the truth. She said, yes, I used it. Yes, it helped. And no, I don't care if you're mad at me about it. But the second her face popped up looking slimmer and tighter, the internet went feral. I mean, people were like, why does she look like a different person? Did she get surgery? Is this AI? Is her new face still under warranty? Let's be real. We've seen this, Ozempic face thing enough times now to know what's up. When people lose weight really, really fast, their facial fat drops too, and things get a little sunken, a little sharper, a little, like, wait, who is that? And that's exactly what people mean when they say she's unrecognizable. They don't mean she actually looks bad. They just mean she looks different than what they're used to. Consistency is a hell of a thing, and Chrissy just unsubscribed from her old look. Now, do I think Ozempic played a role in, her transformation? Yeah, but do I think it's the only thing going on? Absolutely not. This is Hollywood. Botox is basically chapstick out there. There are fillers, facial, skin tightening lasers, contour makeup, filters, jawline tape, and enough editing apps to rebuild your face pixel by pixel. You think she, isn't using those too? I mean, come on, please. Chrissy Teigen may be a chaos agent on Twitter, but she's not stupid. And kind of what's wild is that the headlines keep calling her unrecognizable, like that's the ultimate insult. Since when is evolving a crime? People grow up, faces change, trauma changes you, money definitely changes you. The only people who stay looking exactly the same are Disney characters and people trapped on those TLC shows, Chrissy is a mom of 4, a brand owner, a cookbook queen, and she lives under a microscope. If she wants some medical assistance to feel better in her body, I mean, that's her business. And what I actually respect is that she said she's doing it for herself, not for trolls, not for tabloids, not for approval, but no matter what she does, people will talk. If she gains weight, they drag her. If she loses weight, they drag her. If she doesn't, or isn't honest about using Ozempic, they drag her. If she lies, they drag her. Literally, there's no winning unless you stop playing, and she basically just did. So is Ozempic to blame for her transformation? I mean, not really. Ozempic didn't transform Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen transformed Chrissy Teigen. I mean, the medication was just a tool, like they all say. The real change came from someone who finally stopped caring about what other people thought about her body and did what made her feel good. So whether you agree with her choices or not, at least she owns them, which is more than I can say for most celebrities, influencers, and honestly, half of the people in your Instagram feed. So yeah, she looks different now. and what? I mean, let's stop acting like a woman changing her face or her body is some sort of breaking news event. It's not. The only thing shocking here is that she actually told the truth about it. I mean, if honestly, like, it's about aesthetics and makes people this uncomfortable, then buckle up, because we're just getting started. If Ozempic had a bouncer, these people would be stopped at the velvet rope, not because weight loss is bad, do what you want, but because at this point it's giving body dysmorphia cosplay and pharmaceutical overuse chic. Kim Kardashian. Kim, I love you, girl. I really do. But when your waist starts looking like it was edited with a pinch tool in real life, we have a problem. At some point, it's no longer snatched, it's medically concerning. You've already set a global beauty standard that women are still trying to recover from. I mean, we don't need Ozempic entering the Kardashian cinematic universe as the new villain, okay? Kylie Jenner. Now, Kylie went from full glam baddie to Victorian ghost child in under a year. And listen, weight loss is fine, but when your face looks like it's mourning the loss of your own cheeks, we really need to pause. Ozempic isn't supposed to erase your entire facial structure. Bring back the softness, bring back the life, bring back Kylie 2016, like King Kylie era, emotionally and nutritionally. Khloe Kardashian. Now, Khloe has spent her entire life being publicly compared to her sisters, and that alone should honestly disqualify her from this conversation. I mean, at some point, the transformation stopped being healthy glow up and started feeling like she's trying to disappear. Khloe doesn't need Ozempic. She needs peace, therapy, and probably a restraining order against Tristan Thompson. Sharon Osbourne. Now, Sharon herself has openly admitted she lost too much weight and just couldn't stop. And that's the key issue here. Ozempic is not supposed to turn into like a runway train. When you're warning people from experience, it's time to listen. I mean, if the meds make you look permanently surprised and fragile, it's probably doing entirely too much. Oprah. Now, I never thought I'd say this, but Oprah, please log off the Ozempic discourse, okay? When the woman who once told us to love ourselves starts casually endorsing a weight loss medication while millions hang on to her every word, it gets very dicey. Oprah doesn't need to shrink. I mean, she needs to stay powerful, present, and above diet culture, not accidentally validating it. Christina Aguilera. Now, Christina's recent transformation has had everyone whispering, and not in a good way. I mean, she didn't just lose weight, she lost density. Her head honestly looks like it's floating. And I mean, when your body starts looking like it belongs to a Funko Pop, I mean, I think it's time to step away from the injectable. What do you think? Mindy Kaling. Now, this one hurts because Mindy has always been very refreshing and real, one of my favorite people, you know, from The Office. But the sudden drop paired with the silence feels very dishonest. You don't owe anyone an explanation, but you know, of course, when your brand was built on relatability, you know, pretending Ozempic doesn't exist while clearly benefiting from it feels slightly off. Transparency matters, especially when your audience includes women who already feel like they're failing. Amy Schumer. Now, Amy already came out and said Ozempic made her miserable, nauseous, exhausted, and just unwell. I mean, and honestly, thank you for that. Honestly, that's exactly why she should be banned, though, from going back to it. If it made you feel awful, don't normalize suffering, you know, just for thinness. Comedy thrives when you're alive, not depleted, right? Jessica Simpson. Now, Jessica has been through enough body scrutiny to last literally 10 lifetimes. Watching her shrink again feels less like empowerment and more like a relapse into Hollywood pressure. The woman survived the early 2000s tabloids. I mean, she does not need Ozempic haunting her in 2026. Not at all. Scott Disick. Now, Scott's weight loss raised eyebrows really fast. You know, when men start looking frail instead of fit, it exposes how aggressive this trend has actually become. You know, Ozempic doesn't need to be canceled, but it definitely needs boundaries. And in 2026, some of these celebs need to be cut off.
Demi Lovato looks completely different, and people think that she might be on Ozempic. Now, many people have expressed concern over Demi's appearance recently as she slimmed down so much. But after she posted some snaps of herself in a tiny black bikini earlier this month, accusations of her using the popular weight loss medication spread like wildfire in the comment section. "Honey, just stop the Ozempic," one person wrote. "Demi, I love you so much, but stop right now with the Ozempic. You've been perfect for ages. Please keep some curves," another said. "She has the Ozempic drop in her cheeks," someone added, while a fourth said Ozempic queen with a crown emoji. Now, the fact that Demi's been losing weight and changing so much has people concerned, as she has been open about her struggle with disordered eating. She said on Penn Badgley's Pod Crushed podcast in October of 2024, "I have a treatment team that I work with that helps me stay in recovery. I'm trying to learn body acceptance rather than body positivity, because body positivity feels like I can't even reach that yet. I have to work on body acceptance, body neutrality, because that feels like a goal I can reach." But if Demi actually is on Ozempic, this would not be good for her. Demi looked fit in these new photos with a defined jawline and cheekbones. While most fans were thrilled to see her happy and beautiful, others wondered how she looked so different all of a sudden. "How did she lose the weight like that?" one fan asked, while another wrote, "Lost another soldier to the copy and paste plastic surgery trend." One person commented, "I'm confused, this doesn't look like Demi, lol," and one Instagram user questioned, "Did you use Ozempic? Demi, what did you do? Why does everyone have surgery?" And one fan even wrote, "You look unrecognizable." And I have to say that I agree with these comments. Now, Demi has been honest in the past about using fillers, but could she have done more to achieve her new look? Many people think so. In 2024, Demi spoke to People magazine and said, "I'm always transparent with my fans, and this is something I wanted to share. It normalizes it and takes the taboo away from injectables. It's all about what makes you feel like your best self," she said. "Don't listen to naysayers, do what makes you feel comfortable in your own skin." She continued by saying that she gets Zomin injections every 3 months and that her treatment gives her natural looking results. But some fans think that she's gone overboard or decided to get other procedures done. And I mean, Demi looks completely different. In one of her photos, I actually thought it was James Charles and not Demi because she looked that different. Now, whatever she's doing, we just hope that she's doing it safely and is truly happy with herself, as we don't want to see anything bad happen to her.
Is The Rock on Ozempic? He looks almost unrecognizable in these new photos. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, aka the man who made Muscles his entire brand, just shocked the world. At 53, he hit the Venice Film Festival red carpet for the premiere of The Smashing Machine, looking almost unrecognizable. Gone was the larger-than-life superhero build, and in its place, well, dramatically slimmed-down version of The Rock in a very sleek gray double-breasted suit, tan button-up, and tiny professor-style glasses. Social media didn't even know what to do with itself. Fans first noticed the transformation when he arrived in Venice wearing a simple light blue shirt and black pants, and then the comments went absolutely wild. One person said he looked like a pebble. Another joked that it was AI generated, and honestly, it did feel like we were looking at an alternate universe Rock. So naturally, the rumor mill kicked into overdrive. People started asking, did The Rock secretly jump on Ozempic? With every other celebrity slimming down overnight, the internet wasn't buying that this was just hard work. But here's the truth. Johnson has been upfront about it. He didn't hop on any weight loss medication craze. This transformation was completely intentional, tied directly to his role as MMA legend Mark Kerr. And if you know The Rock, you know this wasn't about vanity. It was about becoming the character down to the very last detail. So how did he do it? Well, months of preparation. Apparently, we're talking a very strict diet, water and sodium manipulation, and cardio stacked on top of its already insane workouts. Now, he wanted to look like a real fighter who's lived in the cage, not a Marvel superhero, and honestly, he pulled it off. This isn't the first time either. He used a similar game plan when prepping for Black Adam back in 2023, proving he knows exactly how to reshape his body depending on the role. He even admitted that during training. I mean, he heard this little voice in his head saying, "What if I could do more?" Constantly pushing past the limit. So let's be clear, he's not skinny, he's carved. This is the difference between a mass monster build and a combat-ready physique. Think precision, think lean muscle built for speed and damage. He's not trying to impress Instagram, he's trying to make fight scenes so real they make John Wick look like a warm-up. Of course, fans online had their doubts, some worried about his health, others swore, there was no way The Rock could slim down like that in just half a year, but his explanation holds up, and it matches exactly what he's done before. And here's where the Ozempic rumors fall flat. There's no evidence, no mention, not even a hint that he used it. People just connected the dots between his slimmer look and his current Hollywood obsession with this medication. But in this case, wrong dots. This was discipline, not a prescription. So here's the takeaway. The Rock's new look isn't AI, it's not Ozempic, and it isn't a midlife crisis. It's dedication, transformation. It's him doing what he's always done, reinventing himself bigger, or in this case, leaner than ever. And if the memes call him a pebble, well, don't worry, he's still The Rock. And remember this, when you see those photos, don't credit his new body to some trendy substance. This one's all hard work, all sweat, all rock. Anything for Selena's. Even Ozempic though? Fans think so. Let's dig in. Selena Gomez has been through it all in the public eye, from being a Disney sweetheart to one of the most followed women on Instagram. Every move she makes gets dissected. But lately, fans can't stop talking about one thing, her face. Photos and videos of Selena at recent events have sparked a wildfire of speculation that something just isn't right. People are asking her if changing appearance is the result of health issues, cosmetic work, or something even darker, like the side effects of Ozempic. Now, Selena has always been upfront about her health struggles. She battled lupus, gone through a kidney transplant, and faced the brutal side effects of medications that most of us can't even imagine living with every day. Because of this, her body naturally fluctuates, and she has spoken about it multiple times. But recently, the internet has zoomed in on her face, pointing out swelling, puffiness, and changes that look drastically different from just a few years ago. So where does Ozempic come in? Well, for those who don't know, Ozempic is a diabetes medication that exploded in Hollywood as a so-called miracle weight loss substance. Countless celebrities have been accused of secretly using it to shed pounds fast. The catch? Well, it comes with brutal side effects. Doctors have warned that Ozempic can cause a condition nicknamed Ozempic face, where rapid weight loss leaves the face looking hollow, saggy, or prematurely aged. Fans online are now pointing at Selena and asking the hard question, is this what we're seeing happening to her? Selena has never admitted to using Ozempic. She's actually been very vocal about, body positivity and telling people to leave her weight alone, and reminding fans that her lupus medication causes changes that is just out of her control. But when she showed up at the 2024 Emmy Awards, fans noticed her face looked dramatically different, puffier in some areas, thinner in others. The speculation machine immediately linked it to Ozempic because the look was so similar to what's been labeled Ozempic face in other celebrities. Another thing fueling the, rumor mill is timing. Selena took a step back from the spotlight a few years ago, then came back looking noticeably slimmer. In Hollywood, that kind of transformation instantly sets off alarm bells because Ozempic has practically become the industry's dirty little secret. And when her face started making headlines, the blame instantly shifted to this controversial medication. But here's the darker side of the conversation. Selena's health history already puts her at risk for facial swelling and body changes. Lupus itself can cause inflammation, steroids can cause moon face, and a kidney transplant means she's on rejection medication for life. All those things can change someone's appearance drastically, and they don't need Ozempic to explain it. That's why some of Selena's fans are furious at the speculation. They argue that blaming Ozempic is not only invasive, but it ignores the very struggles she shared openly with the world. But the whispers won't stop, and the reason is simple. Selena is part of a bigger conversation about what Ozempic is doing to Hollywood. Every red carpet now feels like a guessing game of who lost weight naturally, who got surgery, and might be injecting themselves with this miracle jab. Selena's face is now front row and center in that debate, whether she wants to be or not. So it's become one of the most talked about examples of how brutal the entertainment industry can be when it comes to appearance. What's your take though? Let me know. These Ozempic side effects are making these celebrities look sick. Yuck. Mindy Kaling. Mindy's transformation had everyone shocked, but also very concerned. The Mindy Project star lost a huge amount of weight over the past year or so, and fans praised her at first until recent photos showed up where she looked almost too thin and basically a little sickly. Now, people online called her unrecognizable and as skinny as a needle, which may or may not be a compliment. I don't know. Mindy says it's working out and just portion control, but sources close to her said she's quietly using Ozempic, and it's got the same telltale look. I mean, the face shrinks faster than the body, leaving that very gaunt, drawn appearance everyone is talking about. Kyle Richards. Now, Kyle went from Real Housewife to real evaporation. The latest pics have fans begging her to eat one single carb. I mean, her face is so sharp now, it could cut through a Bravo reunion chair. People online say she looks Ozempic Ozempic deflated, and honestly, her cheekbones are so intense they might qualify as weapons. I mean, even other housewives are hinting at it. I mean, which tells you kind of everything. Like, when is too far, you know? Kelly Osbourne. Kelly's transformation already had people talking, but the new photos sent the internet into a spiral. She's gotten so thin that fans keep commenting like, Kelly, blink twice if you need a sandwich. Her face looks almost hollow in certain lighting, and the Ozempic rumors are louder than ever. Every time she posts, people say, you know, she's giving Ozempic chic, which is basically Hollywood code for like, how and why are you so skinny? She didn't just slim down, she looks like she kind of teleported like half her body weight off overnight. It's honestly slightly concerning. Teddy Mellencamp. Now, Teddy is practically the unofficial mascot for Is It Ozempic discussions. The newest photos have fans kind of staring at their screens like it's a before and after quiz. Her face is noticeably sunken, her frame is drastically smaller, and Bravo fans are convinced she's been Ozempic'd into a skeleton filter. I mean, she always claps back, but the pictures are telling their own story, and that story sounds like protein shakes, injections, and one very committed calorie deficit. I mean, she allegedly has lost a whopping 80 pounds, which, like, yes, of course, that is a huge difference, you know? So like, no hate, she looks good to me. Sharon Osbourne. Now, Sharon has lost so much weight, and she recently said she can't even put any weight back on after using Ozempic. She's down to just 100 pounds and admitted she's too thin and just can't even eat properly anymore. The latest photos of her have fans begging her to stop. It's wild. I mean, everyone starts Ozempic to lose weight. Nobody talks about how you might not be able to stop losing it once you start. I think the loss of her love might be adding to this dilemma. I mean, I'm praying for her. Julia Fox. Now, she swears she's never touched Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound, whatever, you name it, she ain't claiming it. But the internet doesn't buy it. She's always been thin, but these latest looks, she looks sick. I mean, her hip bones could knock a toddler out, and she's even joked about how the 90s skinny chic look is coming back, which probably isn't the flex she thinks it is. So yeah, Hollywood is starting to look sick, but you know, when the side effects start showing up in high definition shots, it's hard to pretend everything's just diet and lunges. The truth is, Ozempic isn't just changing bodies, it's changing people's health. Let me know your thoughts on this though. Scott Disick is addicted to the weight loss medication Ozempic, and it's far worse than we could have ever imagined. Scott Disick appears to have received a weight loss wake-up call and has finally decided to seek help for his Ozempic use after shocking fans and leaving loved ones fearing for his health over his dramatic weight loss. The reality star, who shares 3 children with his ex Kourtney Kardashian, had fans startled and worried over his very lean frame and gaunt face after what appears to be significant weight loss, as rumors swirl that he takes Ozempic. Fans were concerned his gaunt appearance was a result of an undisclosed illness or maybe even illegal substance use, but sources said that he was using Ozempic in a desperate bid to get rid of his dad bod. Now, an insider anonymously said that public concern for Disick's health has made him reconsider the weight loss medication, which another source previously alleged he was taking. Now, they said in a statement, Scott recognized that he needed to stop taking Ozempic after seeing the photos of himself and the public outcry over his weight loss. They continued to say he thought he looked good because he was thinner again, not realizing that this was not healthy. They added on to say Scott has been incredibly attractive and fit his entire life and is not having the best time accepting that age is catching up with him. Now, the unnamed source claimed that Disick is now working with a nutritionist in order to maintain his physical health, but not balloon up to the size that he was. Now, Scott reportedly had turned to Ozempic in an attempt to just manage his weight after piling on the pounds from a back injury following a car crash in 2022. Fans voiced concern when he was pictured looking noticeably thinner. Scott's well-being became a topic of conversation following an episode of The Kardashians. He was seemingly surprised to learn that his weight loss medication made a cameo on The Kardashians. Now, on the episode, Khloe Kardashian is sitting at home with Kendall Jenner when they call Scott to share a bit of news. Khloe says on a FaceTime call, "Did you see from the show? Did you see what's in your fridge?" A very confused looking Scott replies, "No." However, it doesn't actually take long for him to catch on to what Khloe was subtly trying to say. Now, Khloe and Kendall laugh out loud at his misfortune as he learns the weight loss medication, clearly visible, has made it into a scene in their show and onto the internet. Now, it's basically everywhere, Khloe says. Scott then admitted admitted that he had gained, a lot of weight because of his back. Scott, who lost his parents in 2013 and 2014, has also openly struggled with substance dependency and alcoholism in the past. He was hospitalized for alcohol poisoning in June 2020, and prior to that, he had a near fatal OD in 2014 after he took almost an entire bottle of sleeping aids following a wild night out drinking and partying. He was eventually convinced to enter rehab for a month-long stay by his then, ex-girlfriend Kourtney Kardashian. Amanda Bynes is back and almost nearly unrecognizable after shedding 20 pounds on Ozempic. Amanda Bynes, what on earth happened? The former Nickelodeon sweetheart now looks almost unrecognizable after dropping 20 pounds, thanks to Hollywood's favorite, Ozempic. Yep, that same medication that's turning red carpets into walking ads for, I woke up like this. At 39, Amanda revealed she lost 20 pounds and she's not stopping until she hits her goal weight. She admitted she started at 173 pounds and wanted to get down to about 130, all because she said she looked better in paparazzi pictures. That's not exactly body positive influence talk, but you know what? At least she's being real. And in true Amanda fashion, this wasn't a simple I worked out and ate a salad journey. She tried the pill version of Ozempic first and actually made her gain weight. She went from 173 to 180 before switching to the injectable version, which finally worked and brought her down to 163. So yes, even Ozempic comes with its plot twists, but it's not just the weight that has everyone talking. Amanda's been quietly upgrading her entire vibe. I mean, she's experimented with bleach blonde streaks and black extensions, bleached brows, and that signature heart tattoo on her cheek. Add in the septum piercing and a new confirmed cosmetic tweak, like eyelid surgery and lip fillers, and she's basically created a whole new version of herself. The brand might still say Amanda Bynes, but the packaging has been completely redesigned. Now let's talk about why. Amanda said she wanted to lose weight to look better in paparazzi shots, which honestly is brutally honest. I mean, she knows the game she's in, the camera's always watching, and every angle becomes a headline. After everything she's been through, the public breakdowns, the conservatorship, the memes, this feels like her comeback era. Not a return to fame, but a return to control. Still, there's a cautionary side to all of this. Ozempic might be Hollywood's new best friend, but it's not a magic wand. Amanda herself proved that. It didn't even work at first. And when you mix weight loss meds with cosmetic procedures, you're stepping into a world that's more high-risk experiment than self-care routine. But here's the thing, Amanda's transformation is setting the tone for what's becoming the new beauty standard. Celebs are dropping pounds faster than we can scroll, all with the help of injections, fillers, and a little surgical fine-tuning. Is it empowerment or just more pressure disguised as self-improvement? That depends on who you ask, of course. Amanda's own words were simple. She said she just wants to feel skinny and cute. And honestly, that's what makes this story hit different. It's kind of raw and unfiltered, and it's something a lot of people secretly relate to, even if they won't admit it. She's clearly feeling herself again, posting updates and promising there's more to come, and honestly, good for her, because this is the same girl who went from Nickelodeon to total media chaos and somehow lived to tell the tale. So will she hit that 50-pound goal? Maybe. Will she keep reinventing herself? Probably. Will the paparazzi finally give her a break? Definitely not. But this Amanda Bynes comeback era, the Ozempic, the face tweaks, the glow up, is proof that she's not hiding anymore. She's rewriting her story, one injection and one selfie at a time. Whether you love it or not, you're watching. Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, what's next? Well, some new side effects apparently, and celebrities, yep, they're starting to finally panic. Celebrities who once praised Ozempic as their miracle weight loss secret are now in full-on panic mode after reports of a shocking new side effect surfaced. For months, stars in Hollywood have been secretly relying on Ozempic to slim down fast, swearing by its so-called miracle results. But behind the scenes, the dark reality of what this medication is doing to their bodies is now impossible to ignore. Doctors are warning about what's being called Ozempic face, a sudden hollowing of the cheeks and a sagging, almost prematurely aged look that even the best cosmetic surgeons are struggling to fix. Imagine spending thousands on fillers and facelifts only for one injection to undo it all. That's exactly what's happening to some of the biggest names in Hollywood. But the nightmare doesn't stop there. In the last few weeks, a flood of reports have emerged linking Ozempic to terrifying digestive issues. Now, from severe stomach paralysis to uncontrollable vomiting episodes lasting days. Some patients have even had to be hospitalized because their bodies simply stopped processing food the way it should. Actress Lysandra Silva shared her not-so-great experience with Ozempic, saying that taking it landed her in the hospital. She said, "My sugar dropped so much that I had to call the children's dad when I felt like I was passing out and my kids were asleep next to me." She wrote that to her 2 million Instagram followers. She continued to say, "Thank God nothing happened, but I felt like I was passing out and ended up at the clinic in a wheelchair." Kate Moss's sister Lottie also said that taking Ozempic was the worst decision she ever made. And she said, "I felt so sick one day, I said to my friend, I can't keep any water down, I can't keep any food down, no liquids, nothing. I need to go to the hospital. I feel really sick. My Ozempic hell was that I had seizures. Sharing that she was sent to the emergency room where a nurse found out the dosage that she had been taking and told her, oh my god, that's so not what you're meant to be taking. And here's the kicker. Many of these same symptoms are now being whispered about at elite, Beverly Hills parties where the very stars who flaunted their weight loss are suddenly avoiding cameras. And let's not forget the psychological toll. Users are now coming forward saying they've developed extreme anxiety, depression, and obsessive eating thoughts after starting the injections. I mean, these aren't random social media posts. It's being backed by medical studies suggesting that disrupting, appetite signals in the brain may have long-term mental health consequences. Imagine trading 10 pounds on the scale for a lifetime of psychological scars. Even more shocking, some insiders are claiming that A-list stars are now desperately trying to reverse the damage in secret clinics. Everything from stem cell therapy to experimental treatments, all to undo what Ozempic has left behind. The very medicine that was marketed as a luxury shortcut to the perfect body is quickly turning into a nightmare Hollywood can't, PR spin its way out of. And the public is catching on. Celebrities who once flaunted their dramatic transformations on Instagram are suddenly deleting old posts, refusing interviews, and staying quiet about how they really lost the weight. The silence speaks volumes. Hollywood knows the side effects are bad, and now the world knows it too. The truth is simple. This isn't just a fad anymore, it's a crisis. And the question everyone's asking is how many more side effects are being hidden from us before the full picture finally comes out? Celebrities are panicking over Ozempic, the diabetes medication that somehow became Hollywood's hottest weight loss hack. What started as a prescription for managing type 2 diabetes has turned into the go-to secret for A-listers looking to drop pounds fast. Andy Cohen recently spilled some major tea. Apparently, some stars are using Ozempic as a trick to slim down, often relying on quick online consultations or doctors that are willing to prescribe it for off-label use. He didn't name names, but if you've ever noticed a celeb suddenly looking like they've been photoshopped in real life, the odds are Ozempic or another, GLP-1 medication played a role. Take, for example, a reality star, cough cough, Heather Gay, who stunned fans overnight with an incredible red carpet transformation. Suddenly, outfits that once didn't fit are now hugging every curve perfectly. Social media exploded, some fans, applauding the glow up, others speculating about whether it was maybe workouts, diet, or that little Ozempic secret. Then there's the talk show host, cough cough, James Corden, who joked about trying every diet under the sun, but recently appeared visibly slimmer on camera. The internet, of course, went into full detective mode. Is it workouts, maybe kale smoothies, or something a bit more, let's say, prescription? Well, again, no confirmations really, but just endless headlines and kind of meme-worthy speculation. It's, a perfect example of how Ozempic has become a silent co-star in the celebrity weight loss drama. The FDA has warned recently, though, that using Ozempic for weight loss comes with some serious side effects. We have got Ozempic face, mouth, chin, ears, nose, and eyes, but it also includes nausea, vomiting, and in some cases, more severe health risks. But that hasn't actually stopped the rush. Celebrities are hopping on this trend like it's the latest designer handbag, and the public is watching, fascinated and horrified, all at the same time. Fans are debating, is it just a health hack or is it setting a very dangerous precedent? And the panic amongst, celebrities is very real. Some are denying ever taking it, others are quietly stepping back from the spotlight, hoping nobody notices their transformation. Now, social media is buzzing with speculation, memes are flying, even casual viewers are starting to question, did that new red carpet look involve intense workouts or intensive pharmaceuticals? It's not just the health risks that have everyone talking though, it's the optics. Celebrities promoting a medication that isn't approved for weight loss puts them in hot water with fans, nutritionists, and health experts, and it's sparking debates online about body image, accessibility, and whether chasing quick results is worth the fallout. Some are calling it a sign of desperation, others are applauding the hustle. Meanwhile, the supply is dwindling. Pharmacies are running very low on it, and doctors are seeing more requests than ever. What was once a prescription for a medical condition is now a hot commodity, creating lines and buzz that rival ticket sales for the latest Marvel movie. And let's be real, nothing says Hollywood panic like limited supply and the fear of missing out. Ozempic might promise fast results, but it also comes with very public consequences. Ozempic might be Hollywood's hottest secret, but as the panic spreads, one thing is clear, the drama is just getting started. And honestly, we wouldn't want it any other way. Katy Perry's almost completely unrecognizable in these new photos. Who or what is to blame? Is her divorce from Orlando Bloom taking a toll, or is this another case of Ozempic. Let's see. Okay, so who is that woman at Paris Fashion Week and what has she done with Katy Perry? Because let me tell you, fans are absolutely spiraling after Katy stepped out in Paris looking, well, like a completely different person. And now the internet is asking the question nobody wants to ask, but everyone is thinking, is Ozempic to blame? Katy attended the Balenciaga show in a black latex look that was giving dominatrix Matrix reboot energy. But people couldn't focus on the outfit. Nope, all eyes were on her face. More specifically, what appeared to be a dramatically slimmer, hollowed out version of Katy we've all known since her whipped cream bra days. Now, comment sections instantly lit up with phrases like Ozempic face, she looks so different, and the classic, wait, that's Katy Perry? Now, before the Katy cats come for me, I'm not dragging, I'm just reporting. And listen, the woman is 39 pushing 40 and still out here looking hot in latex, but this isn't about aging gracefully or switching up your look. This is about the undeniable wave of celebrity face shrinkage we're seeing right now, thanks to the rise of weight loss injectables like Ozempic and Mounjaro. And let's be real, Katy's face has changed drastically. She's always had those gorgeous round cheeks and youthful glow, but now her jawline is like razor sharp, her cheeks are almost non-existent, and her eyes look slightly more deep set. It's like the classic signs of what people are calling Ozempic face, a side effect of, well, rapid fat loss that can leave people looking gaunt or even prematurely aged. And no, I'm not saying Katy confirmed she's on Ozempic. She hasn't said a word, but the speculation is everywhere, especially after that viral Facebook video that had people gasping in the comments over how unrecognizable she looked. What's also fueling the fire? Well, Katy's sitting front row next to none other than Lauren Sanchez, aka Jeff Bezos' new wifey, who's also been accused of dabbling in the skinny shot lifestyle. Now, coincidence? Maybe. Hollywood power, click aesthetic? Likely. Now, this isn't the first time fans have questioned Katy's evolving look either. Back in 2022, she sparked plastic surgery rumors after a very tight-faced American Idol appearance. But she clapped back, saying she's never had work done, only under eye filler, which she was very open about. And hey, props to her for being transparent, but with the current celeb trend of deny, deny, deny until you drop 30 pounds in 30 days, people are skeptical because this is exactly how the Ozempic era is playing out. You know, subtle shifts, gaunt cheeks, and celebs claiming it's just clean eating and dieting and working out. At the end of the day, maybe Katy's just evolving, maybe she's experimenting with her look, or maybe she's just tired of being called, quirky and decided to go full, fashion villa in Paris, basically. But whatever it is, fans can't ignore the shift and the conversation around Ozempic face. It's not going anywhere, especially when more and more celebs are showing up looking less like themselves and more like slightly, haunted versions of their former faces. So what do you guys think though? Is this just fashion week glam gone wrong, or is Ozempic becoming Hollywood's worst kept secret? Let me know. Is Rosie O'Donnell on Ozempic, or is it something else entirely? She looks almost unrecognizable lately and fans are wondering what she's been up to. Have you seen the latest? Rosie O'Donnell at 63 is looking like a whole new woman. So much so she says she's practically unrecognizable now. And of course the internet is whispering, is Ozempic to blame? Well, sort of, but in Rosie's case, it's actually Mounjaro, not Ozempic. Rosie has been very open about her 3-year weight loss journey, crediting Mounjaro, a FDA-approved diabetes medication, for helping her steadily drop weight over time. She recently shared that she went into a store in Dublin before a 22-hour flight to Australia, tried on some loungewear, and was shocked to discover that she's now a size 12. On Instagram, she called Mounjaro a lifesaver. This wasn't an overnight transformation. Rosie started using Mounjaro in early 2023 and lost about 1 to 2 pounds per month. She ditched diet soda, drank more water, and began cooking at home after moving to Ireland, even letting go of her Los Angeles chef. She says she's never felt better. Now, Mounjaro is similar to Ozempic. They're both part of the GLP-1 family, which helps control appetite and speed up your metabolism. It was originally designed for type 2 diabetes, but the weight loss effect is what made it a Hollywood buzzword. Rosie says it's changed her life, though she's also acknowledged that others have experienced side effects, including stomach issues, gallbladder problems, and in some rare cases, more serious complications. Her new look turned heads last month when she appeared at the Burlesque the Musical premiere in London, and she was wearing a bold graffiti print pantsuit, pairing it with some boots and her trademark confidence. The slimmer figure is there, but the outspoken Rosie energy is still very much intact. This transformation isn't about chasing Hollywood standards. Rosie's focus is on her family, especially her 12-year-old child, Clay. She traded red carpets for quiet family life life in Ireland, cooking meals, and embracing a slower pace. She's also been very vocal about her political reasons for moving, saying she won't return to the US until equal rights are protected. Rosie has admitted the change hasn't been entirely straightforward. Losing so much weight after decades of being a bigger size has brought moments of body dysmorphia. Even so, she says she feels healthier, more energized, and is sleeping better. So is Ozempic to blame? Not this time. This is all Mounjaro and a whole lot of lifestyle changes. Rosie may be unrecognizable to some, but she's still the same unapologetic, sharp-tongued, big-hearted Rosie, just with a little extra room in her pantsuit. My cat's name is Rosie, and she could use some Mounjaro too, but either way, you know what? O'Donnell looks great, and if she likes it, I love it.
Scott Disick had a lot of people concerned over him as he appeared to be dropping weight rapidly. Now, he didn't look well as his face appeared to be sunken in and gaunt. Now, people were worried that he might have been taking substances and not taking care of himself. I mean, even during an episode of The Kardashians, Kris Jenner told Scott how worried she was about his recent appearance. But then it was accidentally revealed that Scott was taking weight loss medication, and that was the reason for his drastic body transformation. During a clip of the show with his fridge open, you can spot the medication. He went on to say, "I've gained a lot of weight here because of my back," he told Khloe and Kris, who were visiting his house at the time and checking out his eating habits. Now, in an October 2023 episode, Scott admitted to being barely mobile, telling Khloe, "Since the car accident, everything has changed. I haven't been able to run around, I've gained weight." But has he now gone too far now? Is this another addiction? Elon Musk said Ozempic made him fit, ripped, and healthy. Now, back in November, a side-by-side comparison showing how much weight Elon lost in recent months went viral online, and it left many wondering if he had undergone weight loss surgery. Now, he addressed the rumors via Twitter, and he insisted he had not gone under the knife. Elon said he lost almost 30 pounds while taking the medication Ozempic. A fan on Twitter asked what the secret was to his new slimmed down appearance. "You've lost a ton of weight, Elon. Keep up the fantastic work." To which Elon replied saying down 30 pounds. And when asked what made the most difference, he said fasting plus Ozempic/Wegovy and no tasty food near me. Then there's Fat Joe, except he doesn't really live up to his name anymore because he's lost so much weight. Now, Fat Joe admitted that he used Ozempic to help shed a whopping 200 pounds in an interview with Us Weekly shared on October 14th, 2024. Ozempic says you may only have 2 pieces of your favorite stuff, he told the outlet. Now, Fat Joe said that he's also focused on portion control and learning how to eat in moderation. During an appearance on the Today Show in August 2023, comedian Tracy Morgan admitted that he takes Ozempic. "Ozempic did great by me and I was glad to use it. I take Ozempic every Thursday," he said. "It cuts my appetite in half. Now I only eat half a bag of Doritos." Now, as for his gym routine, he added, "I get up at 7 every morning and I'm in the gym at 10, then I go back to sleep. That's my life," he said. Now, it seems like he's been taking good care of himself, although in an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Morgan joked that he learned to out-eat Ozempic and gained 40 pounds from it. Now, he later clarified that this was a joke and that the medication was actually helping him lose weight.
Has Zoë Kravitz become another casualty to Ozempic? Fans think so, since these recent photos have surfaced. Zoë Kravitz stepped out in NYC recently, and the internet absolutely exploded, but not in the usual style goals kind of way. She was leaving the Bowery Hotel in the East Village rocking a vintage Black History Month tee, barely there black track shorts, dainty kitten heels, oversized sunglasses, and of course, an iced coffee. Totally Zoe, but this time the chatter wasn't about the outfit. It was actually about her body. People barely recognized her, and now the internet wants to know, is Ozempic to blame? The photos had fans instantly divided. Some were here for the look, calling it iconic, effortless, and classic Zoe energy. Others, not so kind. The comment section lit up with words like too thin, malnourished, and she doesn't look healthy. And of course, the breakup with Channing Tatum last year got dragged into it because apparently if a woman loses weight after a breakup, the world assumes heartbreak or these days a prescription. Then came the Ozempic whispers, you know, the medication originally made for diabetes that somehow turned into Hollywood's favorite weight loss cheat code. Yeah, Everyone from Sharon Osbourne to Oprah to literally half of your favorite reality stars have been linked to it. And even if there's zero confirmation Zoe's using it, no reps have said a thing, the internet doesn't need receipts to start a rumor. But it didn't stop there. Some fans jumped to her defense, calling out of the body shaming and reminding people that Zoe's always had a slim frame, which, to be fair, is true. She's never been curvy or full-figured. This look is definitely more striking, but is it really that far from her usual aesthetic? Or is it just that we're looking harder now that Ozempic is everyone's favorite scapegoat? Also worth mentioning, Zoe's got a lot going on. I mean, she just landed an Emmy nomination for her role on Apple TV's The Studio, and she was recently spotted at a show with Austin Butler. So yeah, she's living life. And who knows? I mean, new projects, new routines, new relationships, maybe even stress. I mean, any of that could explain the physical changes. But the timing is wild. I mean, in 2025, Ozempic is more than a weight loss trend. It's literally a cultural obsession. It's showing up in memes, red carpets, and pharmacy shortage headlines. People who need it medically can't even get their hands on it, and meanwhile, TikTok is full of before and after slideshows. So when someone like Zoe shows up looking drastically different, well, the assumption isn't diet and exercise, it's Ozempic. Let's be real, she does look thinner than usual in these pics, but that doesn't mean she's on anything. People's bodies do change, and the internet needs to kind of calm down with the jump scares every time a celebrity gains or loses 5 pounds. So is it fair to speculate? Probably not. Is it going to stop people? Definitely not. But unless Zoe or her team actually speak on it, all we're doing is gossiping. And let's not forget, I mean, this is a woman who's been in the spotlight her whole life. She knows how to navigate a look, a photo op, and a rumor mill. If there's something she wants us to know, she will say it. Until then, maybe we just let Zoë Kravitz drink her iced coffee in peace.